Hey guys, what's up? Eddie Aho here with KissAnalog.com. Hey guys, today we were going to do a little myth busting, okay? Got some flukes up here. Got the clampons back here. Got my old ones, my old Fluke 30. First one I had, then the 33. And then I bought this 336 off a buddy of mine. I still like that 33 a lot. It's a really nice clampon. But yeah, all the clampons I believe are made in Taiwan. So, and I think they still are. So you know, this meter, the 117 is made in Malaysia. This 18B plus, that's Chinese made, I believe. So this 8060 I've had forever. And you know, I've got some old Radio Shack meters I've had around here forever too. Yeah, I got to put batteries in it. But yeah, I got some of these old cheapy Micronta meters. You know, today, I mean, you know, for years, once they went digital, these things, they just work, right? Digital electronics, there's a chip in there. There's not much to change over time, right? So, anyway, great meter. I thought the 87 was going to replace it, but it didn't because they didn't add the decibel function or anything like that. The 189, which is my favorite Fluke, they did add that. They did everything the 8060 could do and added some more features. So really nice meter, but it got killed. And I think it was, so it wouldn't kill this guy, is what I think. And I think the 89 came around because when the company that bought Fluke bought Tektronix as well, the TX3, awesome meter. That meter, I think, was killed, and the 89 was born from that. Or it could have been, actually it could have been from the Tektronix DMM 916. Oh, batteries are good. So, yeah, it could have been from this meter. Doesn't this meter look a lot like it? A lot like the Fluke 87. So, yeah, Tektronix, when they got bought, their meters went away. And that was about the time the 189 series came out, which came out, I think, the same year or right around there as the 87.5, which that was 20 plus years ago, right? 289, same thing. They're all old meters. I want to see them update these meters and lower the price, right? All right, so guys, let's do some myth busting. I did a video, gosh, like 4 years ago, and it was called Fluke Rant, Are They Overpriced? And about a year after that, our Australian friend, people were asking him, and he's like, oh, okay, why are Fluke meters so expensive? And then he gave 8 reasons why, you know, they should be. And so I want to dispel those myths. I get people commenting when I do videos on meters, and they'll bring up one of those myths. And so I just want to talk about that, okay? And see what you guys think. All right, so I guess what I should explain is I'm a design engineer. I've been a power supply engineer for years, pretty much any analog electronics, mostly, even though I've done embedded stuff and that as well. But anyway, the point is I've been doing power supply designs for military electronics for years. I've also done some commercial work as well, but I've worked for, I think, 5 different defense contractors. I started off at Lear Siegler, well, it's called Lear Astronics, as a military side, and they did flight controls for a lot of the fighter aircraft, okay? And so I did some power supply designs for that. So I got a really great mentor, just got really lucky, and just fell into a really good position. So I became a senior engineer, like, you know, I think I was a staff engineer a year and a half out of college. So, so anyway, kind of career went, but the point is, I've done a lot of defense stuff. I went to Boeing, and, you know, huge defense company, as well as their commercial side, right? But Boeing, I worked on the International Space Station as one of the jobs I had, and I found some problems with that power supply, corrected that. So I got the Engineering Excellence Award, which is a big deal. And so I got other awards, but that's the big one. And so I've been around the industry for a while now. I'm in the defense industry again, working for another big defense contractor. So I know something about that industry. All right. So let's just talk about, there's 8 different things that he came up with. And a lifetime warranty. All right. First of all, they're limited lifetime warranties. And it's only on a few of their meters, like the 87, the 289, maybe on the 70 series, I'm not sure, but not on the 17. I think that's a 3-year warranty. This one, I'm not even sure what it is. It might be 2-year. I'm not sure what that one is. But anyway, the point is even the ones with limited lifetime warranties, like the 87, 289, 189, I can't get warranty work on any of these because I bought them used. All right. So, and the people that had them before me, I don't know why they didn't get them warranted, because this one had a big scratch. Maybe that's not warranted. This one I had to replace the terminal in it. That should have been warranted. So, yeah, I don't know. But FLIR, that's another U.S. company. Awesome multimeter here. Fantastic multimeter. This one, limited lifetime warranty. Okay. Now, what happened is I bought a FLIR and I put it in the box, and I meant to do a review on it, but it kind of got buried. And so anyway, it was a good year after I bought it that I opened it, and there's a problem with it. One of the settings was taking too much current and just killing the batteries. And so I think I bought an open box. You know, I'm always looking for the sales, right? And so it was too late to return it to Amazon, of course. And I think they'll do a money back warranty for even months after that. I think it's 6 months. I'm not sure. You guys have to check on that. But it's pretty extended. But I wrote them an email and I said, hey, I got a problem. How do I get it serviced? It's, you know, limited lifetime warranty. I should get it fixed, right? And they said, we'll send you a new one. They just sent me one out. Go ahead and toss the other one in the trash. So they come with silicone test leads, as well as, you know, temperatures, sensors and stuff like that. So I got to keep all that stuff. So that was really cool. But anyway, so they're not the only ones that do the limited lifetime warranties. So limited lifetime warranty. It's not lifetime, it's limited. It's only on a few of their meters. The ones that are made in USA, which is point number 2, made in USA. I think the 87.5, I think still made in USA. The 289, I believe is. This one was killed. So anyway, like I said, all the clamp-ons are made in Taiwan as far as I understand, and Malaysia, China. So, you know, some are made in USA. How come these meters aren't? Like the 117 is over $200. That's an expensive meter. I've done several reviews of other meters that outcompete that one at way less price. Okay, so why are these so expensive? There's no reason this one should be, right? It's made in Malaysia. Doesn't have, it's 3-year warranty, so it doesn't cover the first 2 points that were made. The third one is longevity of production. Again, this one hasn't been around that long. No one cares. People want to see new stuff. In the labs, I'm always asking for, you know, every few years, I want to see the more updated scope. I used to be a huge Tektronix fan. I used to be a huge Fluke fan. I still am. I'm just not a fanboy anymore. I mean, I used to just do nothing but these things because I just didn't know any better, okay, until I started this channel. But this guy here, Tektronix, they just owned the scope world back in the day when there's CRTs and that. Nowadays, I don't think they do as much. The last scope I requested, was Roden Schwartz, and we also got a Keysight in the lab. And I actually asked for the new Tektronix. I didn't really like it, so then the other guy saw it. He didn't really like it either, so he got the Keysight. I got the Roden Schwartz, and the guy who didn't really care kept the Tektronix. Okay, so anyway, Tektronix, Fluke, they're all owned by the same company, okay? And also, Amprobe is owned by the same company. So, they're all owned by the same company. Why is an Amprobe so expensive? You know, Tektronix went away, their multimeters went away when they were acquired, and the company's like, it only makes sense to have the yellow meter being made. Let's kill the Tektronix. But yeah, this meter here and that meter there, awesome meters. I love the display on this one. So longevity of production, that's not, I don't know. Like, who buys a car that was made 20 years ago? Some of us do, I guess. But you know what I'm saying. It's like, who wants, I mean, we want the newer, greater things, right? Things change, technology changes. I mean, these meters don't have the best displays. They're not the best meters anymore, right? I mean, in my humble opinion. So longevity of production, that's a myth. Who wants something that's been made for a long time? Oh, it's because they're written into test standards. That's BS. That's a myth. Whenever I write test standard, or, you know, I design something that has to be tested in the field or tested in the plant, whatever, it might say use a Fluke 87 or equivalent. Usually handheld meters, it's not even a thing. It's like use true RMS meter, you know. So for one thing, in the U.S., there's free competition. There's a marketplace that we're all supposed to be freely competing. You can't, with taxpayer money, you can't say use a Fluke or use a Tektronix scope. You can say use that or equivalent so that other companies can compete for that business. But man, this stuff's being paid by, you know, our tax dollars are being used by the government to pay the defense industry for planes and tanks and all that stuff, right? Ships. So yeah, it has to be a free marketplace. So longevity of production, that's BS. Measurement confidence. All right, guys, I'm pretty confident with any of these meters back here. And if I'm not, I use another meter. I use a benchtop meter. If it's something critical, I'm going to use a benchtop meter, okay? So when you do contracts for military projects, you're not saying, oh, I got Fluke 87s on my contract. No, no one cares, okay? What they care is that if you said that the output's 28 volts that you're sending out to this other thing so they can connect other products to it, or 400 volts or 270 volts or whatever it is, that it meets the Ripper requirements and that, you're doing that stuff with the oscilloscopes, really nice oscilloscopes that you've probably leased, and you're not doing it with multimeters, okay? And if you're taking measurements with multimeters or any equipment, when you write down your test procedure, you say, I use this device, whatever brand it is, and it was calibrated on this date, and so they'll have a calibration sticker like this, and yeah, and you can get any decent meter calibrated, okay? So the next thing was construction quality and consistency. Well, I think Klein, KPS, Hioki, I think everybody tries to do that, right? And just because this meter's been made for 20 years and hasn't changed, that I don't care about that. I want something newer. I want a better meter, okay? I want like a I want like a KPS. And by the way, I think KPS makes the meter for B&K, because I saw a B&K meter looked exactly like that. So there's another parent company that owns KPS and another company. And so anyway, you might see them by different brands, but I think they also make them for B&K. So that's kind of a thing too. Made in USA. The scopes, power supplies, most of the test equipment, it's made in Malaysia, Taiwan, China, some other place, not made in USA. So made in USA, yeah, that's cool. As a US citizen, yeah, I like that idea, but that's not a thing. It's not a requirement, okay? World-class standards and calibration, okay? That's number 6. And number 8 was kind of the same thing, calibration procedures and service. But okay, let's just say world-class standards and cal. Anything you get calibrated, any lab you go to is all NIST, it's all traceable to the same standards, okay? So they're all world-class, okay? That's just the way it is. Most big companies these days don't even have cal labs or metrology labs anymore because it's just too expensive to keep them going and stuff. So, you know, so when you have these things calibrated, they don't go to Fluke. They go to, like in this case, it went to Transcal. Who's that? I don't know. But I'm sure they're NIST traceable. I'm sure they're traceable back to some standard. So you send it back to the local lab, or hopefully it's local, that you have a contract with that you send all your equipment to, okay? You don't send Fluke to Fluke and Amprobe to Amprobe, and because I'd probably go to Fluke too, right? Because they're all owned by the same company. But anyway, so that's not a thing, guys. I'm not going to pay more for a meter because they have their own lab, because they're making money on those labs. If they're making calibration equipment to calibrate things, they're making money. That's just another business they have. It shouldn't cost me more money to buy a meter because they have their thing. As a matter of fact, a lot of these meters, they don't even come with calibration, stickers anymore, right? I mean, other companies still send calibration slips with them, but I don't even think you get that unless you pay an extra $100. Is that true? Let me know. But it seemed like it went to that, and now I don't even know if you can get it that cheap. Anyway, let me know, guys. But when I get these other things, like a lot of these Chinese products to review, they come with calibration certificates. So that measurement confidence thing, like, no one is looking to see how accurate 87's been over the years. These meters, just like that Micronta, when any of the old meters I've opened, I've tested and compared them to my bench meters, because I have a Keithley back there, and then I have this Unity. The Keithley's got more digits on it, so if I compare to that Keithley, they all fall within their standard. When you send meters off or any other equipment off to get calibrated, they're not in there tweaking things these days. That used to be back in the old days, but these days you don't see pots in a lot of this stuff. Sometimes you do, but most of the time you don't, right? They hook up a pod and it just says, yep, that meter's still in spec, because unless something's failing, the chips just don't drift. Things don't drift out of the specifications. The specifications are written in a way that, it's going to be really solid, maybe on this side, and maybe if it does drift, it's still going to be within that specification because they write them that way so that, things last, okay? They don't have to be repaired, because if they fall out of calibration, most likely they have to be repaired, not dialed in. The calibration is not dialing things in, it's just verifying things are still within specs, right? Now, I've had guys at Cal Labs tell me, oh man, the Flukes are always just dead on. I'm like, well, what other brands do you Cal? And they're like once in a while they see another brand or something. But a lot of the guys that test nothing but Flukes, that's all they test, because that's the people that are contract, what I'm assuming, the defense contractors, whatever companies in that area that are being serviced by the sales companies, the rental companies, the lease companies, they're leasing and they're providing the same meters, so that's what they see, because that's what they get. So yeah, it doesn't mean Amprobe's not any lesser quality or stays out, drifts out of calibration any more than the Fluke would, right? Okay, so let's go down these again. Lifetime warranty, yeah. It's limited lifetime. It's only on a few of their meters. Made in USA, again, only on a few of the meters, and no one cares made in USA. Test equipment doesn't have to be made in USA because most of it is not. Your scopes, probably none of them are made in USA, right? Let me know if that's not true. I'd be really interested to know if any oscilloscope is still made in the USA. Longevity of production. Oh, it's a myth. We want old stuff. No, we don't want old stuff. We don't want something that's been around for all these years. As an engineer, I got used to using these. I just never questioned it. But it's not because I wanted that. When I saw the 189s in lab, I went to those, and then you couldn't find them anymore. It was like, that was a bummer. But 189 is what everybody wanted. It was a new cool thing. So longevity is nothing to be bragging about. Measurement confidence, again, any good meter you're going to be confident with, right? So let me know what you guys think about that. Like, how many meters? All the guys reviewing all the Chinese meters now, I never see anybody get a meter that's not in spec. Is that true? Let me know, guys. construction quality and consistency. These days, if you can't make a good product consistent, you're not going to be in business. World-class standards and calibration. Again, no one cares, okay? De facto standard, yeah, that's true. It is a de facto standard, but the question is why? Why is it still? And you know what? It's becoming less true now, guys. From what I've seen in some of the labs I've worked in recently, they have a couple Flukes around, right? But they have other brands, and you might have brands like Beckman, okay? I see a lot of Beckmans around. I see different brands popping up. So I've seen Klein tools popping up. So yeah, that's there. I wish Fluke was who Fluke used to be when John Fluke started the company. I wish that, you know, when he went from this to these meters, yeah, God, I just wish that design, that these things weren't 20 years old. I wish that something had been done in the last 20 years besides, you know, these low cost meters. I mean, I said low cost, right? I mean, lower end of Fluke line. There's still $200 some for that. 221 bucks, I think I saw on the 117. That's not cheap when you can buy a Klein or something else, Hioki. And then the last one is calibration procedures and service. So again, we don't care about that stuff, guys. We just don't care, because everybody, these instruments don't go back to Fluke when we get them calibrated. I've already pointed that out. Every company will contract, every company I've ever worked for will contract to some Cal lab, and then you send it out to the Cal lab. And it's like most times people don't even know the name of the Cal lab is. Like, hey, did that go out to Cal lab? How long has it been gone? 2 weeks? Let's call them. Let's get it back. Should be back by now. So, yeah, it's just the way things are, guys. Anyway, yeah, I've been around for a long time. I've gotten, you know, the Engineering Excellence Award of Boeing. I've gotten a lot of different awards. And so I know what I'm doing. I've worked in products that have gone to space, products that have, you know, like in the military, jet fighters, Navy ships, just all kinds of stuff. And so I do know what I'm talking about. And when he said, if you don't understand this, you know, some people just won't understand. It's like, no, that's not it. It's not that we don't understand this list. It's that it's just a myth. It's a bunch of myths here, or half-truths or half-baked truths and stuff like that. Anyway, I just wanted to make this video because I get these people thinking that they, you know, thinking these things are true, and thinking that that's why, you know, what we want to do is we want to tell Fluke, hey, give us a new meter. Like, come up with a new meter for us. If you're leasing a bunch of Tektronix scopes and power supplies and that lease company also has the Fluke meters. And that's why you get Fluke, and the purchasing agent, he just, yep, oh yeah, that model number hasn't changed yet, give us 10 more this year, give us 10 more. I mean, in my cabinet, the one place I worked, we had like probably 30 of them stacked up in the cabinet, because I think they just kept on, like when they released the equipment, they'd say, yeah, send us another 10 meters, you know, probably need them. So I mean, when you have, you know, tax dollars and defense companies buying this stuff at these prices, why should they drop their price? So, and then why should they change them? Because if they change them, the guy has to think like, oh, new model number? Wow, I wonder if I should compare that new one to the old, you know, see what's out there today. Maybe I should be thinking about this instead of just automatically, yep, buy 10 more. Anyway, that's my humble opinion on this whole thing, and I think I do have some background on it, but yeah, that's my opinion. Okay, so let me know what you guys think, like where you stand on this. Now, when I did that video 4 years ago about the Fluke Rant, are they overpriced, and then he did his video, he got like over 1 million views on that. I got, I think, 19,000. So people didn't really want to hear like what I'm saying this time. They're like, if you're a fanboy and you just want to, you know, feel good about that money you spent on that meter, then you're probably gonna, he's probably gonna get another 1 million views, and this video probably won't get too many. But anyway, I just want to make people feel better about choosing other meters. You know, and if you are an engineer or a technician working at some big company, ask the guy buying the equipment, say, hey, can I get the amp probe? I mean, this guy, you can put 2 temperature probes on it. You can do a lot of cool stuff with that meter. You know, I don't think you can get any more 189s because they stopped making them. They might be in circulation. I don't know. If you buy them used, they're pretty expensive. Anyway, just wanted to make this video to dispel these myths and to say, yeah, guys, if you're buying, you know, a meter like this one and you think it's made in USA and it has lifetime warranty because that's what you've heard, it's not true. You have to look. There's only certain models that fall in that category, okay? So just want you to know that when you're getting a Fluke 117, or if you're getting a clamp-on meter like this, just want you to know that those meters, they're made in Taiwan, and they don't come with lifetime warranties. I'm not sure. Let me know what the warranty is. I think it's 3 years on these. But, yeah, let me know. Okay, guys? And you know what? I think I bought this new. I got a deal on it, but I don't have a receipt for that thing. And so even if it did have a lifetime, if this was one of the ones that came with a lifetime warranty, how would I cash in on that? This says Fluke and Phillips. So that's one thing also is I think John Fluke and Phillips company, I'm not sure if the Fluke company bought Phillips or they just worked together on meters like that. Let me know if you guys know that, okay? But yeah, I know that I've seen, especially in the old days, I used to see Phillips' name on Fluke stuff like this one, and also just on posters and stuff, you know, marketing stuff. I'd see the Phillips name. So I kind of wonder if Phillips actually bought Fluke first before was it Fordham bought him after that? So let me know what you guys know. All right. Hey, thanks for watching. I hope this was helpful. Again, you can see all the Flukes I have. So I like Fluke. I used to be a fanboy. I'm still a fan. I mean, I still like them, just not a fanboy. There's a lot of other meters. They're priced better. They've been designed in the last 20 years that I like better. So, and this FLIR is one of them. I need to do a review on this still. It's been sitting around here for. All right, guys. Hey, thanks for watching. 2 big thumbs up to my patrons and my YouTube members. Danny for being a team member. Thanks so much, guys. You can join down below. There's a super thank you button down below. Like the video, subscribe. Like the video, guys, because there's going to be a lot of people that are upset that I'm bashing on Fluke. And I'm not bashing on them. I'm just breaking myths here. I'm just trying to get the record straight because people believe this stuff. They believe that Flukes are lifetime warranties and made in USA. It's like some are, and it's limited lifetime. Anyway, so I just want to do the video to straighten that stuff out. And you know, I see a lot of the comments down below that these myths come up all the time. So just wanted to dispel that. And also wanted to let you know the amp probe is an awesome option and affordable. Dual display, a lot of things. I reviewed this guy. So go look at the AM570. Great meter, okay? All right, guys. Thanks for watching. See you next time.